All right, today's question is, what is the hard truth filmmakers need to hear about audience building before they raise money or shoot the film? Jordan, I'm going to pitch it over to you.
Ron, thank you so much. Excellent question. First off, I want to thank you for allowing me to be here with you. Thank you to everybody out there that's watching. The hard truth that filmmakers need to know before they even start recording is do not wait to start marketing your project. So many storytellers, creatives, filmmakers wait until after their project is completed and even after they do their premiere to even start promoting their project. I'm telling you from personal experience from working with Eugene Kelly, executive producer at HBO. He says that marketing is there before they start shooting on day one. Start marketing immediately. If you don't have anything recorded, hey, make a selfie and start telling your audience exactly why this project matters, who is it impacting, and why you're making such a statement and that you wanted to make this particular project. Do it now.
I love it. So, Jordan, for those people that might not know you, you and I met on LinkedIn. And the reason I reached out is just the information you were giving about audience building, marketing. I just loved what I was reading. So I was very intentional to reach out. It's excited your willingness to come on the show. But for the people that don't know, what is a little bit of your origin story?
Yeah, absolutely. So s- I'm the CEO of a company called FilmLink. And between me and the rest of the C-suite, every single one of us has either a cousin, a brother, or a mother that is a filmmaker. We've all gotten together. We utilize our skills. My CTO who built the platform, the CMO who has over a decade in marketing and has managed over $250 million in ad spend. Myself, who I've spent more than 2 decades in management. We've all come together to figure out how can we help our families and friends be successful in this space. And so we started marketing for friends and family. And once we garnered a tremendous amount of success for them, they started telling their fellow coworkers and fellow actors and actresses and gaffers and lighters and editors and distributors. And now they all use our product, and that's why we formed the corporation FilmLink.
So you've got me, my curiosity uh, definitely piqued. Tell me a little bit about that's kind of how we got there. Tell me about FilmLink.
Absolutely. So at FilmLink, what we do is we implement smarter marketing. And what that means is a tremendous amount of filmmakers, they have an idea or an inkling of who their audience is. But a tremendous amount of filmmakers have no clue whatsoever. Quick fact or a quick story I want to give you is while working with filmmakers in Detroit, Michigan, we would ask them, "Hey, who is your target audience?" And all of them assumed that there was people in Detroit, Michigan that made up the majority of their audience. In fact, most Detroit filmmakers, their audience is predominantly in Texas. They're female. They get off of work after 9 p.m. They have an income level of 60K or higher. And they're normally in the nursing field because they're at work all day long. They want to come home and they want to relax and see a nice movie. And most filmmakers had no clue about all of these data points. And so we provide that to help them make smarter decisions. Now the filmmaker is empowered to either shoot a movie in Texas or hire an actress from Texas, or if you're doing direct response marketing, you can make sure you pinpoint the viewers that are directly in Texas. And that's just one thing that we help them with. We want to be able to provide a studio level service of marketing for a fraction of the price.
Yeah, I love that, particularly in today's time and economy where budgets are getting a little smaller. So filmmakers, one of the first things that kind of goes, unfortunately, at least in their head, they're just trying to get the film and they can is marketing because they kind of perceive that to be on the back end. And I agree, marketing needs to jump up to the front of the line early on. You should be bringing that drum, slowly over time, maybe, and build it to a crescendo, just like a good storyteller. What is a piece of marketing advice that you hear about, but you believe is either outdated or just flat out wrong that people are saying or doing? What's something where people are getting it wrong that they shouldn't be?
So one thing that I see that people are doing that's not highly effective, but I see people doing all the time is they're making flyers and passing it out on foot. They're you're going to their Xerox, they're going to their Office Max, they're going
Wow.
to whoever, and they're passing out flyers building by building by building, which I commend them for their heart. But
Yeah.
wow, that's taking up a lot of time and a lot of money that is reaching this size of an audience.
Yeah. Yeah, very true. Going old school when we live in a modern world and you can use the technology. And certainly, I get the understanding of some caution around tech, but man, it can magnify your voice. And that's what we're trying to do as filmmakers is reach the biggest audience and find our tribe. On that note, how does a filmmaker figure out who their real audience is? I know one of the biggest problems is when filmmakers are asked, who's your audience? Who's your primary target? They say everyone. And anybody in marketing 101 knows that's wrong. Because sure, you want to reach the masses, but if you don't reach at the smallest point, you're never going to get to the tipping point to get to the masses. You got to ensure that your target group is at least met and fed. And so, therefore, you have to identify them. How would you address identifying who your real audience is?
Absolutely. Great question. How we go about it at FilmLink is that we collect metadata on everybody that's viewing your project. So we are able to identify where they're located, what their gender, how long they're watching for, what part of the video did they drop off at, right? And we're able to truly pinpoint the archetype or the avatar of the person. We're able to create a lookalike audience. So then when we do run paid ads or when we do target a group of individuals, we already have an idea of what this person is, who they are, and where they come from, how they think. So we can reach an audience that is truly tailored to that type of person. A horror individual, someone that loves horror, is going to be tremendously different than someone who is truly a romance connoisseur, right? And what we do is when we create assets for you in the form of different mediums, is we will run A B testing and we'll see who is attracted to this versus that. And after we do the testing on a significant amount of assets, then we'll also go through the comments and we'll be able to identify this type of person likes that type of content.
Yeah, no, that's definitely awesome. Obviously, using technology around that. On that note, are there signs that filmmakers need to be able to identify or that you see where they're getting the wrong audience? Are there any indicators where you're like, man, you're spending capital on meta ads and you're a horror film and you're getting these romance things? You need to check your copy because you're
Mhm,
not hitting the right market. You
mhm.
need to be hitting that right markets. What are some things where people may be focusing on the wrong audience?
So what I see is a tremendous amount of filmmakers. They'll do a blast from their personal page, marketing to their friends and followers or friends and family members, which is awesome support. I can't tell you where I would be right now if I didn't have my friends and my family members. However, your friends and family members, if we create a lookalike audience of them, honestly, they're not interested in your project, right? Mom supports you because she loves you, not because she actually likes the material that you're producing. If you create a separate business page on Facebook or Instagram, then we're able to target people around the world, that have no idea who you are. The only thing they care about is what you created and the message inside of the storytelling.
Yeah, I like that. That's I think people that's a nugget that people should hear is the types of accounts that you can create or sub accounts rather, like a Facebook business page or a page for your film. And I know there's a lot of filmmakers, they're like, well, I want to do a studio. Should I focus on my studio brand or your film brand? It's always the film brand, people, because unless you get again to a tipping point, you're going to be trying to bang the drum on a studio that never gets any traction because you never got traction off the first film. Do one film at a time and let your brand come in.
Yeah.
We all know you want to be A24 or Bloomhouse or, we get it, but focus on that film, hyper focus on it. It's hard enough to push the boulder up the hill. I see where people are trying to market things and they really are making it all about them, all about the film. And people just scroll because they're not taking into consideration that the hero in each of our eyes is ourselves. And it's
Yeah.
all about us selfishly. So your audience is seeing it through that lens. If you make it all about your film, they're just going to keep scrolling. So, have you found any cool, maybe contrarian ways of engagement to really get people to start to buy in? And, as we all know in marketing, to kind of go down that funnel from like, oh, cool, curiosity to holy cow, now you have an ambassador and they're sharing it with everybody that they know. Any thoughts there, Jordan?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is one of our this is the secret sauce or one of those nuggets that you referred to earlier. And that's when we start running these A/B testing for the campaigns for the creators that we work with, is we will literally study every single comment. We'll study every single nuance. We'll see, hey, what part did they capitalize, even if it's not necessary in the English language. Where's the commas? Where's the periods? Why did they write this particular comment? Is it positive? Is it negative? Is it relevant? Is it what tone is this type of comment coming from? And the more that we create a copy that's tailored to the comments, the more engagement we see in future campaigns for that particular project.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. We talked about creating content early, and yet I'm sure I can hear filmmakers out there saying, well, I don't have the film yet. What kind of content should I be making?
Mhm.
So, any recommendations or thoughts where filmmakers should be thinking? Again, not that it's all about them, but kind of inviting people into the process. What type of content should filmmakers be making maybe kind of like early on,
Mhm.
and then later on, I imagine as much as you can show clips,
Right.
that's what people want to see. They're curious about the story. But early on, what do you recommend us filmmakers be thinking about there?
Yeah, excellent question. That's something I get asked a lot when I start to tell people, hey, get started immediately. And their minds are like,
Yeah.
what are you even
How?
talking about?
Yeah.
So, what I suggest for people to do is to shoot a pilot, shoot a sketch of a concept of what you're trying to convey. Shoot something where, especially leveraging AI nowadays, you can type out, you can tell chat, hey, create me a scenario where aliens are coming to Earth and there's a huge war, and it'll create a whole cartoon for you, right? So people get the gist of what you're trying to do. And keep it really simple. Holding the phone up to your face and saying, "Hey guys, thank you so much for being a part of my community. I'm really interested in making a sci-fi movie, and I'm looking for a group of individuals that will support me on my journey, that want to see me from beginning all the way to end, and want to see this come to fruition. And for anybody that will stick with me from beginning to end, I have a limited release of T-shirts, or I have a special tickets to early screenings, whatever it may be, right? And We find that to be hugely beneficial. Anybody that sticks around from the beginning to the end, they'll follow you across platforms. So if for some reason the Tubi model doesn't work anymore, they'll follow you to Amazon. If Amazon doesn't work, they'll follow you to YouTube and so on and vice versa.
Yeah, no, that's great. And we love gamification, and so rewards is a good thing. People still like rewards. If you're getting ready to do a crowdfunding campaign out there, believe it or not, DVDs are still extremely popular because people want that physical, like, I got this cool, unique thing. And then if you sign it, all the better. So,
Yeah.
yeah, kind of saying if you're going to be on the journey with us and you make it to the end on the premiere of the screening, you select founders, maybe give them like this cool elite name, you group, you first 100, you're going to get XYZ, like Jordan was saying, maybe a unique t shirt or something. What kind of audience tracking metrics, what really kind of matters? Just maybe at a macro level. You don't need to get into the weeds, but like it seems like algorithms are constantly changing. And on LinkedIn right now, I believe it's all about saves. So you could get a bunch of views, but the algorithm really doesn't kick in unless people are saving it. That's showing the algorithm like, oh, this is good intel that people want, and it'll help spread that message. Are there metrics that we can look at that are like, okay, I'm tracking on the uptick. I'm on that, hockey stick curve.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, I mean, like you said, from a macro level, because if we start getting to minutia, we'll be here for
Yeah.
longer than 20 minutes. Um, but for majority of platforms, it's watch rate. Are you able
Okay.
to keep people past the halfway point of the video, right? And that's why a lot of platforms are moving towards short form video or clips or shorts or reels or whatever you want to call them, is because people's attention span is so short. So if you can bake in, or the Hollywood model is how many explosions can you put in a movie, right? Because you want to keep
Yeah.
somebody's attention for as long as possible.
Yeah.
Um, so definitely the watch rate. How long can you get them to keep them watching, and the engagement? How many times can this person comment? Like, if you look at certain threads, somebody might comment once, and then you go to another post, and this person's commenting, and then somebody replies to them, and then they comment again, and they reply, and then they comment again. That's going to make you go.
Yeah. No, definitely. I love that. Completely agree with you too. So final question. What should filmmakers stop doing immediately when it comes to marketing? What should they stop doing that is just not helping?
What all filmmakers should do immediately if they're looking to either grow visibility or monetize on their project is to stop posting one time. So many filmmakers post once or twice, and they think that the world is just going to see their project, and that is incorrect. That is bad information. You need to get out in front of it. You need to post. You need to get if your family and friends are going to do anything, have them help you post, have them retweet, have them tell as many people as possible. That's how you're going to win. Is the word of mouth needs to travel like lightning.
Yeah, no, completely agree there as well. Um, so Jordan, where can people find you, man? Where should people go if they want to support Jordan or learn more?
Absolutely. So you can go to our website, FilmLink, spelled without the I's, FLMLNK.com. That way, you guys can sign up. Everybody in the entire world can start for free. I want people to be able to play around, poke at it, see if you can break it, see if it works for you. I don't want a single penny from anybody if they do not find benefit from it. If you don't find benefit from it, hey, no love lost. We just wash our hands. And if anybody wants to connect, they can find me on LinkedIn under Jordan Johnson. And I'm the CEO of FilmLink, FLM, I'm more than happy to connect, and I'm excited to help as many filmmakers become profitable as possible. Last year alone, over 1,300 projects made less than $18 per quarter on Tubi. Not a single one of our clients has made less than $300 ever. And we have a success rate of 100% of our clients receiving positive ROI.
Outstanding, man. That's a great number. Great number. Well, thank you, Jordan. I appreciate you being with us today. I believe we're good to conclude our conversation today with Jordan Johnson of FilmLink. I'll make sure I put the information in the show notes, but definitely you got to build your audience. Whoever owns the audience wins the day. You can greenlight your own project with your audience. Go to filmlink.com, check it out. But I think we're good to conclude. And remember, nothing is wasted. I'll see you next time.